Someone asked me, hey, bro, I love your channel. I love the purpose driven brand, everything. I got your merch. I got all that. I'm living it. I'm breathing it. But how can I be motivated and disciplined throughout my whole life, like every single day, not just for a moment, not just a burst of energy, but how can I carry on that energy forever? How can it be everlasting? And I got a video on everlasting discipline, but we could definitely dive further into what that means. Right up there. So you'll take these steps and then come up. Right. Yep. You're welcome. Have a good one. You have to be patient with yourself, the same way I was just patient with that older gentleman who came up to me to ask me a question on where to go for a location that he's looking for. I know what it feels like to be lost. I know what it feels like to not have direction. It's not a good feeling. You have to be patient with people. You have to be patient with yourself. You see what I mean? That's really what it's about. When we're talking about building discipline, you have to be patient with yourself, and you have to get rid of wanting to see results. So even though we have a video on everlasting discipline, point is we have a lot more that we could learn from it. There's a lot more that I need to say on this. Please get rid of the expectations that you have for yourself, because you have to be patient, because you never know when those results are going to come. You can set a goal, but at the end of the day, things change and life happens, and you never know what could happen in your life. So you cannot just say, oh, well, I didn't reach this goal that I wanted for this month. Oh, I'm a failure. I quit. Don't ever quit. Show up every day. Do what you can. Put in something into the grind. Deposit something into the grind. It's like you're making deposits, right? So, for example, when we say I want to reach my goal, I want to be successful, I want to continue being disciplined, it's like every day you put away $5 into your savings account. Every day you put away $5 into a high interest yield account. Every day you watching your money grow because you putting it away. Every day you putting some away. Every day you thought you didn't have none, but you have $2. You just put that away. It adds up. It adds up. That's that consistency. And then one day you'll look 10 years from now, you a millionaire. Why? Because every day you was putting money up, and every day you were investing into something bigger than yourself, and every day you invested in you. Every day you deposited something into your bank account. It's the same thing when it comes to our goals and dreams. Every day we have to deposit something into the grind. When you deposit something into the grind on Monday, and then you don't put nothing into the grind on Tuesday, and then you don't put nothing into the grind on Wednesday, and then you come back on Thursday, that inconsistency, that's a huge gap right there. That inconsistency can discourage you from accomplishing your goals and dreams, because you're not happy with yourself. So in order to be disciplined, we have to, first off, we really have to be happy with ourselves. That's why we have to give ourselves grace, and that's why we have to practice patience. You have to be happy with yourself. You have to learn to be happy with yourself and understand that you've come a long way. Don't poo-poo on yourself, right? Like, don't disrespect yourself. You're trying, you're working hard. You got to give yourself credit. You showing up every day, you have to give yourself credit. You locking into your goals and dreams, you have to give yourself credit, and you have to show up as often as you can. So every single day you're depositing something into the grind. You do not have to have a 2-hour workout every single day. Why? Every day fluctuates. Why? Because that's what life is. So you have to fluctuate with it. You have to grow with it. You have to change with it. You have to evolve with it. If you don't evolve, you die. If you don't evolve, you stop. If you don't grow and evolve, you remain the same. If you don't evolve, then you'll always wonder why you're never consistent for a long period of time. You're only consistent when it's convenient, not when you need to be consistent. It's the days that you feel like crap. It's the days like you feel like shit, sugar honey iced tea. It's the days that you feel like sugar honey iced tea that you need to get up and work 10 times harder. Those days count even more. You have to be relentless. You have to be focused. You have to be driven. You have to be locked in. You have to be purposeful. Every single day you have to have a purpose. You have to say, you know what, I got to go after it. Even though I don't feel like it, I got to do it. You know, I really don't feel like it, but I got to do it. And I got to do it because I don't feel like it. You have to register that in your mind. I have to do it because I don't feel like it. I got to show up for my goals and dreams. You know why? Because I just don't feel like it today. What registers in your mind? And people only want to be consistent when they're comfortable. Let's elaborate on that. Comfort does bring some sort of familiarity, but it stops you from growing. It's okay to be comfortable. It's okay to hang around your people, your folk, people that you love. But at the end of the day, it can stop you from growing. It's not just about comfort.
What makes you unproductive? What makes you motivated? What gets you inspired? What makes you productive? Everything that makes you unproductive, anything that can throw you off, it could be junk food, it could be on your phone, it could be anything in these sorts. Anything that is not serving the purpose of productivity, you need to get rid of it. You need to throw it away. You know what I mean? I literally just went around my room and did the same exact thing. Nothing really was like not serving me type vibe, but you'll be surprised. You know what I mean? The easiest way to be quote unquote disciplined is to remove that shit out of your environment. If you want to eat healthy, my nigga, fill your house up with healthy foods. If you want to lose weight, my nigga, the same shit. You know what I mean? It's all like environmental. Habits are environmental, bro. You know what I'm saying? The person you're around right now, the people that you hang around is probably contributing to whatever habits you got. So just control your environment, control your circle, and everything follows. If y'all ever seen that movie Limitless, you've seen that the first thing he did after taking the Limitless tablet was he cleaned his whole house. He cleaned his whole room. He cleaned this environment so he can have a fresh, you know what I'm saying, space to work out of and shit like that. So that's always going to be rule number one, is to perform an environmental audit. All right, before you go to bed, you know what I'm saying, the night before, plan the next day, the night before. Write down 3 things that if you complete it the next day, your next day will instantly get off to a good start. You know what I'm saying? So this is the most top priority task. Whatever going to get the ball moving the most, whatever going to push the needle the most, my nigga, you need to write that down before going to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's a piece of paper by your bedstand, whether that's a Trello board, whether that's a notepad, a to-do list, anything that you look at every day, whatever your productivity system is, you need to write down 3 to 5 things, preferably 3, bro. The less the better, you know what I'm saying? Whatever those 3 things that, hey, if I do these 3 things today gonna be good. You need to figure that out the night before though, you know what I'm saying? So every day you wanna, and then we're gonna get into that next. Every day before you go to sleep, you wanna write down them things so the next day you can do this. Step number 3, you wanna wake up with a purpose, man. You don't wanna wake up, get on your phone. You don't wanna wake up not knowing what the fuck you gotta do. You gotta wake up with a purpose, man. That's where morning routine come in. A lot of people don't like routines. A lot of people don't like structure. But structure is amazing. That's one thing that Jobs taught us, is to have structure. These is billion-dollar companies, million-dollar companies that are literally functioning because they have a structure. When you come in, you got some type of onboarding. You know what I'm saying? When you leave, you got some type of, we gonna fire you this way. You know what I'm saying? It's structure, my nigga. Treat your life like a business, because it is. You know what I'm saying? Turn your brand up. Your life is a brand. Your life is a business. Treat it like such. You know what I'm saying? Have some type of structure when you wake up, and just don't wake up mindlessly, not knowing what's going on, with no aims and no purpose in your life. You feel me? So whatever your morning routine is, as soon as you wake up, get to it. Don't even grab the phone. Figure out what you're going to do to be productive. You know what I'm saying? Which leads me into our next point. Do y'all remember step number 2? When we planned the next day, the night before? Now we want to eat them frogs. We want to GTS, get the shit done. You know what I'm saying? Today, when we wake up, once we got our structure, we want to actually work on that list. We want to actually get it done as fast as possible. Wake up with a purpose, get shit done. You know what I'm saying? This is the GTS. Eat the frog. Do the hardest thing first. Do the most impactful thing first. And let that resonate and lead your day and trickle down to everything else. And last but not least, you're going to want to time block every single thing. Time blocking is the most essential, crucial part, because you can say you want to do something, but until you got an estimate of how long it's going to take, until you got an estimate of what time you're going to do it at, it's really not done. You know what I'm saying? I like to look at my calendar as like okay, I know this is going to get done because I put it at this time. You know what I'm saying? It's like the solidifier. This is the glue. I can put this shit on my to-do list, but until I put it on this calendar, until I have an actual time frame for it, is it really gonna get done? You know what I mean? So make sure y'all get y'all Google Calendar set up. Make sure y'all get y'all framework. Make sure you go back and listen to every single step. And that's going to make your life so productive that you ain't got time for bad habits. How? Because shit, if you time block everything that you got to do in that day, it's probably going to take you a long time. You might got a job. You might got kids. You might got these responsibilities, those responsibilities, school. Time block your school in there and then still put your habits in there. You feel me? That you want to do. If you want to do things like working.
It took me 27 years of painstaking trial and error to learn these 7 lessons that I'm going to teach you in the next 10 minutes. And the first one is that no one is coming to save you. This is the biggest misconception that I had growing up as a kid. I always expected that at some point in time, I was going to meet some mentor or somebody was going to throw me an opportunity or something was just going to fall into my lap. But very quickly in my teens, I realized that no one was coming to save me. I realized that if I wanted to be successful in my life, I literally had to take full accountability over every single action I was taking, and I had to get it out of the world. I had to go and chase it. I had to go and create it. There's never a moment where Mr. Incredible is going to come around the corner and give you an opportunity. Unless, you're marrying into wealth or something. But for most of us, no one is coming to save you. You have to understand this. And this is why I put this as the first lesson. Do not live your life waiting for your friends, your family, your parents, your brothers, your teachers, your mentors to come around and save you from whatever situation you're in. You have to do it yourself. You have to do it yourself. There's no other option. The second lesson is that you should never sell yourself short. We all do this. And in fact, it's one of the worst things that you can do. And it held me back for so many years in my career. 100% of the time, when we set goals, we set them too low. You have to aim bigger than what you think you can accomplish. Because then, even if you fail, well, you still did pretty good. If you set a super small goal and you fail, well, you barely did anything. I don't know why we all do this, but every human being does this, and they sell themselves short. They don't give themselves the opportunity for greatness because they first don't even believe that they can accomplish it. That's step number 1, right? Is to believe that you can do the thing. Most people will never become a millionaire because they don't even think that they're capable or deserving of that thing. The goals that they set are, maybe I want to make $10,000. Maybe their goal is, I want to buy a house. Okay, great. But if you don't think that you're going to make $10 million, then it will never happen in your life. And for me, since I was 15, 16 years old, I knew that I was going to become a millionaire. I made a promise to myself that I was going to do that. And that's a big reason why I was able to make it happen. But I sold myself short throughout the years by only saying that I was going to become a millionaire. In hindsight, if I had pushed myself and said, hey, I wanted to make 10 million before I was 25, imagine how much harder I would have gone. Imagine how much more expanded my mind would have been. So these days, whatever goals that I set, I blow them out the roof. I set insane goals that I'll probably never even hit. But that's the point. You're supposed to aim higher. Rule number 3, understand the compound effect. This is something I learned about when I was about 22 years old from a book called The Slight Edge. And this book talks about this concept of how simple daily actions lead to great results. And when you hear that, you probably think that that means positive great results. But it also can mean very negative great results. These little things that you do every day, whether you like it or not, are building up into your ultimate reality. if you eat garbage every day, if you don't work out every day, if you don't put the effort into your business, if you talk bad to yourself every single day, in that moment, you don't see the repercussion of it. But trust me, in 5 years, in 10 years, you will have a great result. And the opposite is true. But you knew that the opposite was true. You knew that if you eat healthy every day, and if you work out, and if you work on your business every day for 10 years, you're going to make money. You knew that. But what a lot of people don't accept is that the opposite is true as well. So understand the compound effect and understand that it goes both ways. It's not a one-sided equation. It goes both ways. And be very careful about what you do every single day. The fourth lesson is that imperfect execution is much better than perfect planning. The funniest thing that you guys do, especially when I meet you guys when I'm out and around in Miami or wherever, is tell me about your big grand business plan. Yo, I've got this crazy idea, bro. It's going to be crazy. Like, I got this sickest brand ever, and I'm going to have celebrities on it and this, that, and whatever. Man, all I just need is $100,000 investment, and then I'm going to be ready to go and get started. I'm like, oh, sick. Like, do you have a sample? Nah, bro. Sorry, I don't have a sample. Do you have a website? Nah, bro. Sorry, I don't have a website. Do you have an Instagram? Nah, bro, because I need to get investment so I could get a camera and I could get I'm like, you don't get it. The people that are successful are the ones that are constantly taking imperfect action. If you want to start a clothing brand, scrap together whatever sample you can by any means necessary. When I was in high school, my first clothing brand, I bought a blank t-shirt online and I took it to a local screen printer and I made some garbage design on Photoshop and we printed it on a shirt, and then I had a clothing brand. And then instead of hiring models, I just took pictures of my friends wearing it, and then I built a website on a free trial and I launched the business. I'm not perfect, the business failed, but that process of taking imperfect execution taught me so much, and it actually moved the needle forward in my career because it taught me how to make a website, it taught me how to launch a product, it gave me a confidence boost. Imagine if I just was one of those idea guys. I can't stand idea guys. Oh, bro, I got this big idea, bro, I got this big plan, bro. We do not care, bro. We do not care. Do something about it. People respect execution more than they respect ideas. And on that note, number 5 is that you should try and go for your passion at least once. Like, if you got some crazy passion thing that you want to go for, you got to go for it at least once. Like, for me, it's been music, and I'm in this era where I'm going for it now. And I've got full imposter syndrome to the T about music because I'm not the best musician, but somehow I'm taking imperfect action every single day, and I'm like making my way through this little thing. Like, I literally played an opening DJ gig for one of the biggest DJs in the world at a private party that I put together. Last year, I didn't even know how to use a turntable. And now I'm opening up for the biggest DJ coming out the UK right now. I'm still pretty bad at DJing. Like, if you listen to one of my recorded sets right now, it's pretty bad. When I did my first performance, I messed up in front of a bunch of people. Doesn't matter. I did go for it, and I went for it, and I did imperfect execution, and I'm making progress on my passion. And when I tell you the feeling that I had after doing that set was one of the greatest feelings I had in this last year, I genuinely mean it. So go for your passion, whatever it is. Who gives a crap if anybody is going to hate on you or they're going to make fun of you or whatever? Like, do it anyways. I only got a minute left, so I'm going to rapid fire the last 2. A good attempt is at least 2 years. So let's say I want to do this music thing as a passion. I didn't really try it if I didn't do it for 2 years. Notice how I said I did it for 1 year and I didn't get a single gig. And then now right at the 1 year mark, I got my first gig, and it's a crazy one. And all these big artists are following me now, and I got momentum. Okay, well, now I got my second year. And then by the end of the second year, we'll reconvene. if I stopped 2 months in, there's no chance that any of this stuff was ever going to happen. So whether you're starting a business or you're trying to get in shape or do your passion, a good attempt that is respected by anybody is at least 2 years. Other than that, you just didn't even try. You're just literally like LARPing. You're pretending. So make sure you give yourself 2 years. And the last lesson that I learned in this last 27 years and sort of the phase that I'm at right now in my life is you gotta get right with God. I think the thing that's lacking the most in my journey right now is my relationship with God. And I'm really keen on building that this year. I am going to try to read my Bible more, and I'm going to try to pray more, because I understand that that's really the final frontier anyways. Like, you could get all the material